Oh, welcome to the Untitled Lazy8654 podcast. I wanted to make a podcast for some reason because I just thought of it. My channel's tanking. Like, it really is tanking. I lost 2 subscribers recently, and things are going downhill. I know it. So I thought, meh. Usually when I introduce content, I get views, so I might as well do this. Well, actually, I don't think I should be saying that, but I know. I might as well say this right up front. This is like an unedited podcast. Well, this doesn't mean I'll talk about gross things or whatever or swear. No, it means that I will not edit this podcast whenever I make one because I want to be authentic. Ain't that what a podcast should be? Like, it should be just you talking for like 20 minutes and maybe a person comes in. Anyway, if you want to be a guest, you can just talk to me. I'll probably just do phone interviews or Skype interviews. I may not do it either. So anyway, because this is the first podcast, we have no guests. So I want to get into the news right away. I want to talk about this. LeBron James, he may go to LA, and Kawhi Leonard, he may be traded to LA, and Paul George may also be going to the Los Angeles Lakers. When I mean LA, I'm just saying the Los Angeles Lakers, a basketball team. I should also preface that this is big news because Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and LeBron James are like all top 10 players in the NBA. So if they all go the same team, like they will probably dominate the league for many years to come. Now, do I think that's enough to get rid of Golden State? No. We're talking 4 stars here. We're talking Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Kevin Durant, and I don't think if you have like Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, and the other guy, Paul George, they're not going to beat the Golden State Warriors. Plus, I have feelings it's going to create conflict because, I have a feeling none of them want to be second fiddle, or maybe not. Well, I doubt it, but you're going to have, really tall guys at, point guard. And, Kawhi Leonard or LeBron James is going to have to start at shooting guard. And, Paul George will probably be small forward. And, Kawhi LeBron would have to do, point guard work. I just don't see that working out in the long run. This is an unfiltered podcast where I just say whatever I want, so it may not work at all. I don't know. It's just that I don't see them beating the Warriors. If they get all free. I just seriously don't. Anyway, Paul George and LeBron James already declined a player option, so it's looking like they may go together, assuming they don't go back to their old teams. I still don't think they'd be Golden State in their 4 stars, because they had free if they get all that and Kawhi Leonard at the same time, which looks like it will likely not happen. I don't know. I have a feeling that the Spurs will deal to whoever they want. They won't care about it. Especially since they may win a ring at the end, assuming Golden State does implode, which I doubt they will at all, because they won 2 titles in a row like this now. It looks like they have no signs of stopping right now at all. Sorry, I'm adjusting my mic. Also, I have the annoying beetle in here, fly or whatever, and it's been annoying me. He's been buzzing, really ever, buzz. Anyway, if the Lakers still keep Isaiah Thomas and he turns out to be back to where he was 2 years ago, then they beat Golden State, because then they have 4 stars, and Golden State has 4 stars, so everything would balance out. But ever since the trade, he's not been where he used to be. Like, when he was in Boston, he was great. Like, with the Celtics, he did really great. Like, he was one of the better B-list stars in the league. Now he's, like, untalked about. Like, but again, I know where this is going ahead, so, anyway, E3 happened, well, apparently that was below average. Like, I mean, at the end of it, I really think that next year it's going to be the introduction of PS4 and the next Xbox. 100%. If it ends up like that, if they didn't show that much in, like, a lot of games and it was as people expected it, that should be guaranteed. That should be guaranteed. I'm betting on that right now. If it doesn't happen right next year, when will they release it? Like 2021? I mean, we're heading towards next console generation. I mean, I don't know how it's going to end up at all. Like, is it going to be bad? Is it going to be good? Well, hopefully it will involve more microtransactions. I just hate them. Like, I mean, 2 generations ago, like PS2, Xbox, GameCube, never had to worry about that crap. But once they really started getting it online, which was never going to happen anyway, because they were talking about it happening. Like, a lot of them wanted to be online anyway. I mean, you really saw the growth of DLC, microtransactions, all that crap. Well, I have no whole picture. I mean, if you want to get a better picture of all this, I'd say go to subscribe to Jim Sterling. He does a much better job than me on this and produces, like, edited videos on this. Anyway, I'm going off tangent. Like I've been talking about 2 things for, like, a few minutes now. Anyway, oh yeah, and Tanacon was a complete disaster. I mean, it was a complete disaster. Not only did they make the complete mistake of, like, having... Well, it was run by this... No. I should go back there. Sorry, I'm backing up. Anyway, Tanacon happened around VidCon. It was made by this, person who, was denied, like, full access to VidCon or whatever because of her content or whatever. I know the full story, but, Tanacon was, also meant to compete against VidCon and was held... near VidCon. She created this her rival convention, and it was a complete disaster. I mean, they made a mistake of, like, hiring people to get in there. Like, they booked, like, people from who were doing, like, VidCon conferences at the same time as Tanacon conferences. How is that supposed to work at all? That makes literally no sense to me. And they also had way too many people at the event. I mean, when VidCon started in 2010, it had, like, 1,700 people. Tanacon had 20 grand, like, outside, apparently. How are you going to sustain that? All it's going to produce is create chaos because you can't handle it, like, right away. I mean, you really can't handle, like, a large crowd right away because you don't know how it's going to end up at all. Like, you don't know if they're going to be rowdy, bad, because you haven't had, like, previous years determine what type of crowd you're going to have. Like, it's going to be loaded with families, kids, like, I mean, they weren't able to handle such a large crowd. Like they weren't able to. So, yeah, it's just a big disaster. That looks bad on her. In fact, some of them want her to go to prison, I guess, for defrauding them. I don't think she should go to prison. Like that makes no sense. Like, I mean, they could have not gone to the event. Oh, yeah, and again, they had all those people because they made it free also. You don't make something free and don't expect a lot of people. Like, if you make something free, you're going to have a lot of people. Unless, like, in some remote place. But, I mean, if you make, like, a big event, like, free, like E3... I mean, I would expect a crowd of maybe 250K who get turned around at the gate because they made it free. I mean, the E3 is a really big event. Like, everybody wants to go there. And they can't. So, if they made it free, you're going to get a big crowd. Like, I'm guaranteeing it. Like, if I made a video game free, I would expect more players. Like, I would expect more players than if I made it paid. Like, I would seriously expect that. And again, apparently, they only expected $5,000 and yet 20 grand showed up. Like, sheesh. I mean, you get an event going if you expect $5,000, you get 20 grand. That's just a big recipe for disaster right there. Like, I mean, no wonder why it tanked if that happened. Like, and he also apparently had no food and no water, and so that's bad. I mean, I guess they didn't want to pay money. I mean, what cheapskates were there at this event? And again, this event is a complete disaster. It was a complete disaster. I wouldn't be surprised if Internet Historian makes a video about this titled the failure of Tanacon. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at all if that happens because he made a few videos about failure of conventions. Anyway, I digress. I kind of lost the topic there. So, as of right now, there's been no word if whether or not the Pong Game show had a network lined up, which brings to me a serious doubt about whether or not it's going to happen at all. Like, I mean, did they pitch it and they were like, no, we aren't going to do it. Like, I mean, there's still no word if it's going to happen or not because no one mentioned it. Like, I mean, I know I've said it in, like, the other video that it may be a big failure or whatever, but I don't know. Like, I have some interest, but the fact that it appears that no one seems to be interested right now, it brings serious doubt to whether or not it's going to happen at all. Like, sheesh. Uncle Drew opened a mixed to slightly above average reviews, which I'm not surprised at all, judging by the ads I've seen of it. Like, I mean, they have product placements, like they had Weave advertisements, general insurance advertisements, and one of the production companies of it is Pepsi. Yes, you heard me, Pepsi produced the movie. Anyway, that is like Kyrie Irving and a bunch of old basketball players. Again, I'm not that shocked that I got the reception I did. The audience hated it more. Like, it sits at like 42% on Flickster after one day. So, yeah, maybe the movie will become a flop, judging by that. I mean, that's a big indicator right there. Like, I mean, they did advertise that movie heavily. Like, in my opinion, well, it was heavily on sports channels because it's a sports movie and it makes sense. Like, I mean, I watch a lot of sports TV. I don't know. We'll see. And again, this is a podcast here, which I'll upload to YouTube, which is weird considering you need like YouTube Red in order to like listen to this on your phone in your pocket without taking up much of your battery life. So, hope you like taking away your battery life. Plus, also if you put it in your pocket, you can like accidentally click on another video or something. So that's bad. And anyway, that's the podcast. I know it was short, but I ran out of crap to talk about. So, if you want to leave any questions about the podcast or that you want me to answer, do so in the comments below. Or you can talk to me about arranging an interview. I don't know how it's going to be set up. Like, I may have figured out maybe we would do a Skype call when we do it. So, anyway, if you like this podcast, be sure to leave a like, or if you didn't, you can leave a dislike, I don't care. And I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye!